Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today I got these two bad boys on the table, ready to be compared one to another, because I got an Astrum first production and an Astrum Custom Division, and probably you are wondering what are the differences in these two models, and that's why I'm here to check them out with you. So we're going to start from the handle, starting from the pivot. That's where you find the first difference. On the right, you get the custom division, and the first production is on the left. The right part, as you can see, has some sloped and micro milled and dual tone pivot, whereas this guy, no, one tone, no micro milling, no slanted surfaces, pivot. That's it. They're both captive, obviously. Larger faux pivot for the first production, a little bit tinier, more 3D for the one on the Astrum. Of course, you get different millings, right? Look at this. The milling stops here, and here it continues and goes and goes and goes and goes. Very differentiated up to the end, where you have a logo-less bottom on the right on the custom division, and the first production is just showing you this pretty cool logo. Anodization also is very different. You get a full anodization, very high polish for the custom division, with a very clever and contrasty dual tone for the spacer, harder, and clip, whereas here you have a subtle anodization going on the edges. Look at that. There's this blue popping out of the ridges on this knife, which is super subtle and very, very cool. So that's another thing. Obviously, you get a 2D surface, which is flat on the production, and a 3D one, convex one. Look at the, of course, the reflections shows you that, which I love, obviously. Other than that, of course, you have the design that is going on for the milling that is very different. Another major difference is the use of a Chicago screw on the first production, and that fastens on this one on the back, whereas on the custom division you have a custom division screw with a thread right into the frame of the show side, right, of the handle. So that's different. The pocket clip is pretty much the same. I don't see any difference. Maybe there's a difference in the micro milling on the inside. They are both sporting the 5 holes on the bottom of the knife and on the back of the flipper tab, next to the flipper tab. The back of the knife, of course, shows different milling. Again, both are showing the 2 end of the screws underneath the pivot to keep the design clean and neat. There's a little bit of a difference in the aprons, a little bit wider on the custom division, a little bit narrower on the first production. Look at that. Of course, this is a faux screw, whereas this is the actual real screw, which matches this one, which is on the back. So that's another difference, which is blind on the back for the first production. If we look them at this point of view, the jimping are pretty much the same. Swedge also, I would say, starts pretty much at the same level. The steel also is the same, because you have 2 Magna Cut example, but look at the lettering on the first production, very, very fine and not so contrasty. On the custom division, much more contrasty. You have a dual tone finish on the polish. Of course, you have some on the flats you have some polish, whereas here you have just a 1-tone finish. Also, like you see, the cut right there, it has the same stonewash finish of the primary bevel. The flipper tab looks like the same. Let's check it out in the closed position. But I would say it is, yeah, there's a tiny, tiny difference, actually. Look at that, but negligible. That's pretty much it, guys. The other internal differences are gonna be on the attention to the detail on the lock bar. There's a dual tone micro milled lock bar going on. Both, by the way, have micro milling on the inside of the lock bar. There's going to be single row roller bearing where you see the logo. I believe this is the Shiro logo. It's internal and it's right over there. And I believe the roller logo is... I forgot. Somewhere, maybe. Oh, right over here. No, I don't know. But the multi-row bearing system logo is right over here. So MRBS, RBS for the custom division. Actually, another difference, it's going to be this one. And this is the one that I wanted to know myself because I didn't check. So we're going to do in ounces, right? Yeah, let's go ounces at 369 for the first production and 355 for the custom division. So they shaved a little bit on this guy. I have no idea where. Let's actually check this. Let's check the stock thickness to see right over here. 2.91 millimeter and 2.86 millimeter. So you have a tiny bit of a thicker stock on the custom division. That's interesting. And so there must be some more internal milling going on to shave that little bit of weight. Anyways, these both are phenomenal knives. That's the sound of the first production. That's the sound of the custom division when you open. When you close the custom division, when you close the first production, a little bit louder, not by much. Clock is a little bit deeper on the custom division. And I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these. Just also the main difference, of course, is that this is going to be pretty much 3 times the price of that. I don't know if that's worth for you, but in my case, yes, because this is going to bring me a little bit more joy than this one, even if this is phenomenal. But this, I would say, yeah, it takes the cake because of the improvements, subtles. Oh, another little thing I was almost forgetting. Look at the back. There's a pinch on the custom division, which is lacking on the first production. Almost missed that. Almost forgot to tell you. And also the spacer has a little bit of a difference right over here, you see? Just a little bit thinner on the custom division. Centering goes same way, but up here you can see it's tiny bit thicker. But anyways, I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these two fantastic gentlemen's slender, sleek knives. One of my favorite, top of the line from the Shirogorov Custom Division, first production. Check them out. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned.